this week where I'm going to be doing an actual report on the fastest park runners in Northern Ireland for the 10th of February to celebrate running and everything good that comes with it. So, as you can see, I've got a summary of all of the fastest time by age group and clubs. So, in the age groups, we had lots of runners in the top three in the age bracket of 35 to 39. And working our way down, we had actually 13 juniors that were inside the top three this weekend. So there's serious talent here in Northern Ireland. So it's great to see. So I'm going to go through each tab and then I'm going to do a wee PowerPoint presentation highlighting the fastest free runners for both the males and females. So in Antrim, you can see the fastest male across the line was Andrew Newell alongside Oliver Cook and James Surgenger, where the fastest male Andrew got under the 18 minutes, which is absolutely fantastic, with Oliver Cook and James Surgenger not far behind. And look at that, the first female coming in 1951, Kay New. Well done and good running. So off to Armagh. And Armagh is one hilly course, to say the least. You've got a few hills in the back of it, and I remember going round. There's like this wee pavement round the back, and that hill is an absolute burner. And you've got a stone section too. So anyone who does like at least 2 minutes onto your time when run round. So the guy who came first, Chris Case in 2050, that's like an 1850 to say the least. So he was first alongside Bernard Miskell and Patrick Burns, all fantastic and over the age of 42. So love to be doing that at the age of over 40. Afterwards, Bangor. So in Bangor, you have all the North Down lads, and we actually have a Wallfield Harrier. So we've had Andrew Nicholson coming in at 1830, second Chris Moran in 1849, and Leonardo Stoppini in 1857, all under the 19-minute mark around Bangor, which is superb. And females, let's see. So going on from Bangor to Carrickfergus, and we have our first junior leading the way. We Charlie Wilson. I train with Charlie. He's a great wee lad, but well, he's actually a big lad now, big man. So you have Charlie Wilson coming in 1853 with David Foster hopping his heels with 5 seconds in 1858 alongside triathlete James Cleland. He with high elbow and he's done some fantastic performances in the world of triathlon. And he actually had a wee junior coming in fourth as well, Josh, and his dad, Gary. His actual dad, Gary, actually ran all the way from Larne to Carrickfergus and did the park run. And going from Larne to Carrickfergus, it's not really a flat route. You have to go in through Relu, up the hills, but he actually went harder and went over the Seven Sisters. So fair play to him. And you've got Stuart Pearce as well. Everyone I know, and David Ferris. Stuart Pearce is doing very well with his run in 2032. So fair play, Stuart. Afterwards, Castlewellan. So I'm going through this alphabetical, like right through, just to make sure everyone's getting the recognition they deserve. So in first we have Ronan Fitzpatrick, great name, Ronan. That's after my son, so uh, means little seal. So fair play, Ronan. Coming in 1816 with Queen's University with Gary McAvoy with Newcastle in 1944 and 1 second behind with Eamon McAloran. That must have been a sprint finish right at the end. That Gary must have had the elbows out at Eamon there just to get ahead. So great run with you both. From Castlewellan, we're over to Craigavon in City Park. So in this one, we had Gregory Croft in 1755, Graham Murphy in 1757, and Harry McDowell in 1759 with Colin McDowell in 1803. What a pack that was. And that must have been some running from all of you. Good wee group working together. Both, I think Colin's Harley's dad by the looks of it in North Belfast, making sure that the junior is kept honest. And then we have the females. Liam McGuckin from Keeper Lit in 19 minutes. That's serious going, Elaine. Serious. And oh, look, there's Haley McAteer as well, creeping in under the 20 minutes with Lagan Valley. Alongside, you've got Shane McCann now ranking Frankie Mooney. Well, Frankie Mooney's only in 11th to 14 under sub 20 with North Belfast. Some serious talent here. So fair play to you and great running around Craigavon. It's one of my favourite. For those that don't know, Craigavon's a one looper and it goes right round the lake and it's just finishes 5k. Such a great wee route and it's great 5k pace, 5k run if you're wanting to do that. So going from nice flat runs to one of the hilliest here in Northern Ireland, which is Con Glen. And what's great about Con Glen is that there's a Gruffalo Trail, and you go. It's it's basically a 2k run up the side of the mountain, and they actually have a toboggan which takes you all down if you choose to take that. So you take the Gruffalo Trail, going past the snake, passing by the Gruffalo all the way to the top. Then you come storming down, like what must go up must go down. So with that, we have Declan McGrath, 50. Oh my gosh, they're all in the 50s. So Declan McGrath in 2113 with Joseph Devlin in 2253 and Barry Sands in third with the first female Ruth McDade from Jog Lisburn. So fair play to you all. Tough out course. So from that, we go off to Cumber, which is a four lapper, five lapper. It's one of the most laps anyway. And we have Curtis McCall in 1732 alongside Matthew Hollis and Daniel Burns. And look, there's another junior in the top, Matthew Hollis in the 15 to 17 with Scrabble, a Scrabble 1-2. And then the first female being Linda McDougall in the 45 to 49 in 2025. Fantastic with Finola Hair in the 25 to 29. I know Finola was actually off racing in Armagh, where she did a blistering pace around there. And some of the actual juniors were away doing cross country as well. So fair play. So from Comber, Crawfordsburn. So in Crawfordsburn, I actually think that this is the hardest park run in the whole of Northern Ireland, without a doubt. And everyone's just like, why do you think that? Is it not Clonglen? It's just like, not a chance. It's Crawfordsburn. The mix of terrain, the fact that it starts in the hill up a stony section, down, and then you go up along the coast and then up to the aqueduct, and there's this wee zigzag. I was busted. I was gassed to say the least. So we had Jonathan Spratt in 1847. How the hell did you do that, Jonathan? How did you do that? That is incredible. With an unknown in second, with Nick Irvine getting 1905 North Down with Emil Raleigh. Look at all the North Down there in the top 10. You've got like four of them, if not more. And there's another Roland Clancy as well, another great name. So from Crawfordsburg, we're going all the way on up north to the walled city of Derry. So Derry, we had Stephen Fitzpatrick coming in at first in 1734, alongside Colin Leach and Andrew McParlin from Barf. Barf's a great wee club. They do all the mountain running and all that. And there's a guy that I know, Stephen Morgan, and he takes great photos alongside. So great running. There's I count about seven people under sub 20, and last person Paul Kearney as well. He was down in Larne, good Donegal man, so he must have been just across the border, just keeping it local as well. So good to see Paul on the list as well. So keep her lit, Paul. So from going up north, we're going right down south to well, no, it's not down south. We're going to Derry now. I can't remember exactly where it is, but I know it's around the forest anyway. And I have to pay special attention to this guy. This guy finished first overall, and he set a new course record round what is like a really truly run, which is Rory Moore in the 20 in 1609, getting the fastest time in Northern Ireland with two juniors ahead, Luke and Conall Docherty. Both of those have been told they're one's only 11, but they both participate in triathlon. So if they're like, and this was actually an easy run, they've done sub 17. So if those both two guys do sub 17s, do that time, that's gonna be something for Triathlon Ireland. So Triathlon Ireland, keep your eyes. And there's a good friend there, Tommy Owens, and he's going around doing parkrun tourism as well. So he did 2026. So fair play, Tommy, and keep your lip boy. So from Derrynoid off to Dungannon. So I'm going through off 32, making sure that everyone gets their shout out. So in Dungannon we had it's a wee hilly course as well. From what I remember, like I haven't been in it since a good couple of years. So we had Barry Kirkland coming in first in 2008 with John Boonen in 2058 and Finn Whitehouse in 21:45 in the juniors, with Gemma Whitehouse coming in just behind, making sure, uh, keeping Finn honest, as they say. So great running from his all. And I haven't done Dungannon in a wee while. The last time I was down, it was actually for the Try to Roam. So they actually have a big half Ironman down at that neck of the woods. And the actual park around Dungan's very scenic, and that was actually very pleasant the last time. And but I can't remember good food in Dungan, to be honest. Yeah, no good food. But I always remember the places with good food. So from Dungan to Dunleaf, which is Downpatrick, and I met a fellow down there, and he's not on the list today, but he was good crack, and he was like, I'm lad. So you have in first you have Damien McDade in 1942 slipping under the 20-minute mark, with Mark Caher in 2003 and Gavin Murray in 21:49. With the first female being Sinead Johnson in 22:35. So all great running round round Dunleaf, which is round like it starts at the leisure centre. And it's a big straight, and then it goes round this back, and like whatever like happens round that back, it just feels like a drag. It goes round the back, then it curves, and you get to see the other participants. And yes, they're cheering you on. It's all great and that, but you're puffing. It's really hard going. So fair play to you all, especially Damien McDade getting under the 20-minute. So from that on onwards to Ecos, so off to the east. And in the east, we have the following people. We have Sean Hassan coming in first in 1748. The Hassans, well, when I do, there's a thing that we rivalry that I go on. I always try and keep with his dad, John, and what you call it, round the Woodburn Forest series. They're all great runners. So Sean coming in first in 1748, getting that sub 18 with Chris Hamilton in 1807, alongside Byron Graham in 1831. So all fantastic running from you all. Around Ecos. Ecos is a figure eight kind of course. It's nice and fast. It takes you round the Ecos Centre. So you go straight on down, then you loop round, then come past the finish line, then one big loop, and then one wee small one. And it's always like I always find it hard. You get to 4K and you think that 4.8 and you can't see the finish line at all on the last 200, and it plays with your mind. I always find that one like actually very hard mentally to do. So fair play to you. So from Ecos off to Enniskillen. Enniskillen is I have like it used to be round like this. They changed the course. It used to be round like an actual uh something trust, but it's like a national trust property, and then they changed it due to some issues anyway. But now it's a lot more flatter and everything else. So I'm trying to remember what Brian told me about it, but anyway. In first position, we have Simon Donahue getting under the 20-minute mark with Enniskillen Running Club in 1950, alongside David Smith and David Hutchinson, with the first female in their 60s being Irene Clements in 22:18 with Maggie McDade come behind her in 22:28. Iron, I would love to be in the 60s doing 22:18. That's more impressive than the 19. Not to give any discredit from Simon, but I would love to be a 60-odd-year-old doing 22:18. So congratulations on that great time and keep her lit. So from Enniskillen, we go off to the falls. So the balls at the falls. So in first we have Patrick McCarthy. This is in and David McDonough, with the third ones being James Brewer from Crystal Palace Triathletes. Well, it must have been a wee bit of parkrun tourism for James Brewer with the triathletes. So all three of them do a very fantastic time around the falls. Like the falls is quite hard because it's right beside the cemetery, and those that know like West Belfast, on the falls there's this cemetery and it goes all the way on back. And it's a tough out grind to say the least. Then you've got a wee bit downhill and then it goes up and then it goes up. It goes up and down like a snake. So it's a hard one to get used to. So from the falls off to Garva. So in Garva, it's a wee bit of a forced one as well. So we've got Peter Teese coming in first in 1919 with Jarlath in 1926 and Nick Campbell in 2005. So just missing out in that sub 20 with Nick and a few unknowns there as well. So from Garva off to Hillsborough. And some impressive run around Garva from the Chester ones. There must have been quite a lot of parkrun tourism in Hillsborough. So we have like 1701 around the Tralee one, and then from Sam Oliver, Alex Day, Luke Bramall. So the youngest person in the 18 to 19 from a triathlon club. That is impressive. And then there's Madeline Ball, first female in 1828. I think she actually made the list. So fair play to you all. And that's fantastic run around Hillsborough. Wow. So from Hillsborough off to Holy Cross. This is where I met Kelly Holmes. So Kelly Holmes opened up this park run, if you don't know, and she did a documentary on BBC alongside these guys. I wonder how they're doing. But Kelly Holmes keeping it real. She was away doing parkrun tourism, getting her said. So she was doing her wee bit. So in first we had Michael Falconer in 2043, followed by Robert Gallagher in 2052, making sure Michael works for that first position, with Phil O'Hare coming in 2118. So all fair play to you all with that good run. So from Holy Cross off to Knockbracken, and we have Marcel Corey in 1648, which is incredible. I think he's the fastest veteran of the weekend, but I'll know very shortly. From Barn Runners, he's getting coached currently by Nick Weston. So, guys, if you're wanting coached and want fast times, go to Nick Weston. He knows how to do it. He's getting some results at the moment. May share a link with him to give him a wee shout out. With that there, we have Brendan McKenna coming in second in 1952. So Marcel was over near enough 3 minutes ahead of second. He was blasting round, and Bill McCockey from St. Field in 2016 with Tom Getty right in his heels in 2021 was the fastest female of the day round Knockbracken. Marie Therese Ward in 2141 behind Niall Ward. So it could have been a husband and wife team just working off her brother and sister. From that on, we go off to my local. This is where I started my parkrun journey back in 2013, Larne. I missed the first ever parkrun, which is gutting, but I made the second one that was set up by like Nat Glenn and all those ones. It was great crack. So we had Phil Renix coming in 2053. Uh, Flipping flying Philip with Paul Hutchison coming in next in 2143 and Robert Martin doing 2144. Robert was actually doing a 20-mile long run, and included Lauren Parkrun alongside it. So uh, good going from him. So he's on the blocks for like not Belfast Marathon, but London Marathon in April. So a lot of people are making good progress towards that marathon from Larne up to Limerick Valley. So I think Limerick Valley's three loops around the park, just opposite the leisure centre too, if I remember rightly. And look at all that. The flipping 50-year-olds flipping rolling the roast down Limerick Valley. All the Springwell RC ones. It must have been a takeover. So we had Chris Denton in 1725 for a 50-year-old. Oh my gosh. I'm just taking a moment to comprehend that. Oh my gosh, Chris. What are they feeding you up there in Lemon Pie? Wow. With the John Butcher in 1923 and Fergus in 2256. Oh my gosh. That was impressive, Chris. Very impressive. So from Lemon Valley, we go to Musa in Cookstown, so mid Ulster. So in this is a good fast course. Last time I was there, I was pushing the buggy around and I didn't have a great time with the buggy to say the least. The wheels came off. So I had to stop a few times, but I still did 22 minutes, so it's all good. So in Musa, the first guy over the line was David McCoy in 1754, a sub 17 for David from Reading Roadrunners. Could be a wee bit of parkrun tourism there. And then Conor McCullough from Greencastle in 1745. And then look at this battle for third place between Vincent McAllister and Paul no, even third place. There's more. Vincent McAllister, Paul Conway, and Jonathan Loughran, all from Keeper Lit. So they're certainly keeping their lid for first place anyway. But Paul or Vincent got ahead of them all and got a 1753 with Paul coming behind and Jonathan Loughran in 1755. What what look at all the sub 20s and 15 people under sub 20 around Cookstown. So fantastic running from you all. There's another Loughran from Acorns as well. And the 41's getting just under that 1957. So from Musa, we go on to the O's, and this is quite a few O's here in Northern Ireland. So we've got Oma. So in Oma, the fastest guy over the line was another junior, and this was Rory Dolan from Oma Harriers, and doing a sub 20 in 1750. God knows, like if someone was pushing, but pushing behind him, how more faster he could have done. But that's impressive. And then another Ronan. All the Ronans are out in full force here. So Ronan Grogan in 2018 and Mark Buchanan in 2033. So there was an unknown there. Don't know who it is, but if he was pacing Young and Rory or not. But fantastic round Oma. And if you haven't done already, Oma's a great place for a half marathon coming up in March. So look at that and look at possibly signing up. So from Oma, I go over to one of my favourite Belfast ones, Ormo. The reason that it's one of my favourites because it's near St George's Market, and you get these cracker 15s afterwards, big tray bags, lots of live music. You're able to see gift food 15s, Belfast Baps, fries, you name it, you get it in Belfast Fine. Plus, it's all free, so you have all these free samples, and you're sitting there just nitpicking. And there's if you don't have much money, you can certainly get well fed at St George's. You won't go hungry in Belfast, I tell you that. So in Ormo, uh, this would be a very fast course with some of the Belfast lads doing this. So the first guy under was another sub 17 from Chris Anderson in 1726 from Annandale with Ross Neal coming in 1801 from Crusaders Athletic Club Dublin with an unknown, and then another 55 to 59-year-old Paul Rowan in 1810. Then you go on down and Nearly a sub 20 for the Claire Laverty, which was first female, with Georgina Ireland in 2023. So that's very impressive from the females as well, making sure that the men don't take all the credit. So fair play to you. So from Ormo off to Orangefield, another Belfast one. And first one across the line, Luke Watts in 1719. And I'm likely going to butcher this name, but I think it's Chun Man Tam. I've talked to Wee Chun before, but I always say his name wrong, and I think he was aiming for a sub 19 round here. So he got right on the dot, which is still very impressive run. He's a great guy to follow on the Instagram and all that, and documents all his journey and all that. So give him a wee follow anyway. With Neville Anderson coming in 2049. And the first female cross, Emer McGracken from the city of Lisburn in 2204. So great running from you saw and Emer. So from Orangefield, we're on to the R's, and we're off to Ross Trevor, another hard one round Northern Ireland. You have when I was doing the triathlon, you had to do like this one. I think it's actually Narnia, if I remember, and you have to run through the doors of Narnia, which is a cool niche to Ross Trevor parkrun. So the first one across was Matthew Conway in 2024, alongside Nathan Howe and Oshin Sands in 2051. So that's all very impressive times going round it. And the first female getting that sub 22, Laura Fitzpatrick. And I would say that that's equivalent to a sub 20 going round Ross Trevor. So fair play, Lorna and the rest of these for getting out and getting it done. So from Ross Trevor, we go to one of the first beach park runs, I think, in the whole of UK and Ireland, which is Portrush. So it's pretty historic and good with the tourists. Plus, you get all the good food, and you're able to go to bars, amusements, and all that, and go on that ghost ride and all that. So all that good stuff. So depending on if it's good or hard or soft times, you don't know how the times are going to go. But regardless, the first guy over the line was Archie Dalgleish in 1812, alongside Andy Whiteford and Kyle Lawson in 1947. So three people getting under that sub 20 mark. So great run. And look, there's another junior making the top five in 11 to 14 in 2054 from Gala Harriers. Let me, we're gonna have some talent when I'm older. When I'm about 50, all these guys are gonna be coming through and they're gonna be doing 16 minutes or something like that. Wow. So from Fort Ross, we now visit where I visited for this weekend, which was 6 Mile Water. And the first guy over the line was Ian Cleland. I was trying to keep with him this whole run, and to be fair with him, he's doing a lot of good training. Uh, with his and his wife was helping was pushing the wee man along. So he came in 1918 with Martin Hull and behind in 1924, and a junior female, Holly, being paced by her dad, Chris, in 1947, 1948. They got me right at the end. I was trying to take them, and I was sitting there sprinting, but I came in right behind them in 1952 with Kerry. Uh, Saying don't stop, because I did a wee bit of walking, to be honest with you. So uh, both females doing very well. So gotten that Kerry didn't get that 1959, but she's a great runner, so I wouldn't be surprised she does far faster than that. So from 6 Mile Water, we go off to Stormont, which was cancelled for the cross country, and which got told by Simon, and then Stramel's currently suspended after COVID, unfortunately. So those two not on this weekend with Queens. So a lot of people go here for their queue from England. So you see a lot of tourists here. And one sub 20, and the sub 20 goes to Owen McGinty, who comes first in 1959 with 2 seconds from behind from Thomas McLaughlin from Running Boys, with Paul Parkin coming in third in 2010. and the first female being Julie Murphy, coming in 21:30. So great running to you all, and as always, I hope keep up with the good running and fair play to you. So we're coming to the last four and round the valley. So valley is a great one, and look at that, a junior leading the way, Noah Levy in 1928 for 11 to 14. Oh my gosh. I've been like, that's incredible. Does he not feel the hills? There's like this goes up the hill twice. For those that don't know, it's beside Belfast Zoo, and Belfast Zoo is basically on the side of the mountain beside the uh, whatever it's called. Can't even come to mind. But 1928 for a junior, Noah Levy, serious talent, with the second and third going to Chris McAtee and Joe Kennedy. And this is one of my favorite ones because you get to see Colin McCrum and Janet Sproul, which are great characters, and they make it. The first two females were also Laura Finn in 2306 and Julie McMullen in 2324. So from Valley, we go to one of the quickest park runs in Northern Ireland, which is Victoria, and all of the speedy boys go up there. Yeah, you're definitely to see a few alpha flies and vapor flies and Aztec speeds and all that if you go up there. So I think this is the second fastest time of the day from Craig Ray. So Craig Ray did a 2015 to lead the pack home, with 40 seconds behind with Isaac Kerr in 16:53, with Jamie Craig coming in third in 17:03. But look at how many sub 20s. So on the day, 20 sub 20s. And I think like first female, uh Rachel Griffin in 19 minutes on the spot. Fair play, Rachel. And second female, I think is yeah, Jennifer Black in 1943. So two females getting under the 20-minute mark and nearly under the 19. So great running from you both. So from that on, we come to the first ever park run in Northern Ireland, which is the Waterworks. And Waterworks is basically based in North Belfast, round the Swan, and it used to be something else. It's beside the Cliftonville pitch as well. So it starts round the small pond, up the side of the hill, goes all the way down about 400 meters, then it goes round the football pitches, drops down the hill, flattens out, and then a big steep downhill, and then you do that twice. So it's a good how you look. So the first guy over the line, nearly getting under the 18-minute mark, was Ryan Moore in 1801. With Mark Ramsey in 1851. Mark's a good lad, I like Mark. And Robbie Jameson in 1914. But this is like North Belfast territory. And we've actually got, I would say, six, with Michael Kenny being the last person to get under that 20-minute mark, with Paul Heaton knocking on the door. So the last one that I go to is Wallace. So Wallace. So in Wallace, that's Lisburn, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So round Wallace, we had Gary Green coming in 1918 to claim first, with another junior getting the top three, Harry Moore in 1959 with Stuart Bennett in behind in 2009, but closely contested by Eleanor in 2020 from Eaton Manor Athletic Club. So fair play to her and keeping all the guys on their heels. So from that on, I'll now get on to the fastest park runners, the uh, NI. So the fastest time of the day, Roy Moore. So Roy Moore uh, obtained the fastest time this weekend in park run and getting a new course record at Derry. So congrats to you, Roy, and I hope you come over to visit from Scotland again very shortly. So fair play to you. And then in second place, we have Craig Ray. So Craig Ray Again, the second fastest time this weekend at parkrun around Victoria Park, getting a time of 16:15, only seconds behind Roy. Craig is not only a good runner but a good cyclist as well, according to the guy which I was talking to next. So fair play, Roy and Craig. And the third fastest and the fastest vet, Marcel Corey, and he did this around Knockbracken. So he was this obtained the third fastest this park run. This falls consistent training under Nick Weston, in which Marcel is performing exceptionally. So he's the fastest vet this weekend, and keeper lit Marcel. So now we're on to the fastest females. So the fastest females come from Hillsborough this weekend, from Hallamshire, and she's only just a junior, less than 14 years old, an exceptional talent. Was actually more second as that her guardian finished 1 second behind of her. Congrats and great run. She's the fastest junior as well this weekend. So, for like the second and third, we actually have joint second fastest female in Northern Ireland, which is Elaine McGuckin and Rachel Giffen. So both females obtained the second fastest time this weekend in parkrun, getting a time of 19 minutes on the dot. I wasn't sure who nipped it, but that is serious great running from both you females. Slightly, and I'm slightly quite jealous of your superb run. So. With that all, I end this wee parkrun report, and I hope you all have a great night and appreciate it. So thank you again for your time, and hope to speak to you again next weekend. And if you offer any tips or anything I can do to make this better, drop me a comment. And thank you again. Make sure you like and subscribe to keep the show alive. Thank you and good night.